Sup internet? Well, as you very well know, I've been experimenting with different formats. Different formats recently on my video. You might remember this on my hit collaboration, the Plosives. But now, as you can see, I'm recording one of those old-fashioned sit down and talk to the camera videos. And I'm doing this in order to answer a few questions that have come into my channel. Now, the best way to reach me with questions is to send me a personal message. This is much better than comments on my channel because they are disabled, and comments on my videos because I usually forget about them within the day. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and read two of those questions that were left, and they are quite very old, months old, but better late than never. So, the first question was put to me in Spanish, and it goes, ¿podrías montar un videoclip explicando la teoría de X barra, tal vez con unos ejemplitos de oraciones en castellano? Pretty please. And that means, could you put a video, could you put together a video explaining X bar theory? Maybe with some examples of sentences in Spanish, pretty please. Okay, I know the guy who posted this question is an English speaker, so I'll just go ahead and answer in English. And you're probably way past your final for this thing if you were studying it at school, because you asked this question a long time ago, but better late than never. So, what I propose to you is that you read this little thing, which is from the book Introducción a la Sintaxis Generativa, Introduction to Generative Syntax, which is a book in Spanish by Guillermo Lorenzo and Victor Manuel Longa, and to read specifically chapter 2, which is titled La teoría de la estructura sintagmática, la sintaxis X barra. This is an article in Spanish. Most of the examples that are used to explain the theory are in Spanish. It's very short and very, very clear. As a freshman at university in 2005, I was able to understand this, so anybody should be able to understand it. So if you want a copy of this article, just ask me, dude, and I'll scan it and send it to you. Anyone else who wants a copy of this article, I'll scan it and send it to you, no problem. Just ask. Okay, next question. Next question, this one's about Visigoths, but not about spiders. I've got a question for you, as I failed to find any significant information myself. In most general terms, the Spaniards are descendants of Visigoths with a wee bit of Moorish and Jewish genome involved, right? Thus we're talking about a Germanic tribe speaking their own language besides Vulgar Latin. King Rodrigo's name was Hrotharex. I can't find a missing link in history when they dropped Gothic language for good and started developing Spanish out of Vulgar Latin. Do you happen to know more about that? Well, as a matter of fact, I do know a little more about that. Now, according to the sources that I've read, including this book called Historia de España, History of Spain by Julio Valdeón, Joseph Pérez y Santo Juliá, Colección Austral. Basically, the way it goes is like this. The Visigoths, in their continuing westward migration, in their successive continuous stages of westward migration, the place that they were in before they went to Spain was Aquitaine, otherwise known as the south of what is now France. And according to all sources that I've read, they became Latinized and became speakers of a form of Latin sprinkled, of course, with Germanic words from their original language around the time that they were in Aquitaine, so that by the time that they went into the Iberian Peninsula, conquered it, unified it, and very soon after lost it to the Muslim African armies. By the time they got to Spain, to the Iberian Peninsula, they were already Latinized. Matter of fact, according to these sources, they were already Latinized in Aquitaine. So yeah, at some point they started speaking Latin, but this was before they got to the Iberian Peninsula. So by that time they already spoke Latin, presumably with a number of Germanic loans, some of them, yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that Germanic words were introduced into Latin, that's for sure. So that's about the Visigoths, and not particularly about spiders. Finally, the same person who asked me the question about the Visigoths asks, I had a thought a moment ago, that's a while ago, because a moment ago, this was months ago, you were the first to pop up in my mind. Can you introduce us to the Lunfardo? Okay, this deserves its own video, so I'll just promise it here publicly, and so at some point I'll come through and record it. Right guys, I'll talk to you guys soon. You'll have a good one, and if you have a question, please send me a message. If you leave a comment on my video, there is a good chance that I'll forget about it. Well, not that I'll forget about it, but that I'll remember it, but I won't remember exactly what you asked about, and I will not remember where to go look for the original question. So if you want me to record a video about something, please do send me a private message. If you just want to engage with me and banter about my videos, I'll be more than happy to respond to your comments on my videos. Alright, that's about it. You guys have a good one.